Hey guys, it's Sonia here. Haven't been on for a few days and I wanted to check in. I don't want you to think that I disappeared. And look, I I need to talk to you about colonoscopies one more time, but I promise you this is the last time. I do not want to make colonoscopies the new theme of my channel, but I have one more thing to say about it. I had heard so much bad stuff before I went and got mine that I was pretty scared. Like, I was worried they were going to damage me. I had heard all kinds of horrible things about the prep, so I was worried about that. I decided in the end to just say a little prayer and stop worrying about it. But, I put up a couple videos about what happened with me and like how that whole process went. And what really struck me was your responses, the comments that you've been leaving me. This is why I feel like I need to make another video about this because I feel like there's something weird going on. Like I said, I was worried, I'd heard a lot, and now I feel like a lot of that is hype. But where's this hype coming from? I think it really just depends where you go and how you get this done. This is what I'm thinking. First of all, the prep, I took this fizzy powder. Honestly, really wasn't that bad. It wasn't at all the nightmare that I thought it would be. But a lot of people were telling me that they were forced to drink like a gallon of stuff. I know about this stuff. They call it colite up here. They usually give it to older people because it's the prep plus like some solution with electrolytes in it so that you don't get dehydrated. For example, when my mother had hers done in her 80s, they gave her the gallon of the colite. But the colite is not the only way that this can be done, you know there are options. Obviously, I didn't drink that, and yet I still managed to do the prep properly and have the procedure. So why are they making you all drink the colite? Either you're older and they're worried you're going to get dehydrated, or maybe that's just their protocol. Maybe that's just the way they do it. But I understand why you wouldn't want to, because I watched my mother drink it, and it's a whole lot of liquid, and it was, I think, very unpleasant. Now, I don't know if I could have done it, honestly. It's just so much, and it's so awful. So, number one, why are they making you drink the colite instead of just doing like what I did? I don't remember the name of the product I used, but honestly, maybe if you're looking at having this procedure, you should ask your doctor, do I really have to drink a gallon of that stuff? Can I just do it the way Sonia did? You know? So that's one. And the other thing was, I did not have any pain during or after the procedure, and I walked out of there pretty sober. I mean, you guys saw me on the video. I wasn't all messed up. And I think actually people were so shocked at how easy this was for me and how sober I was that they didn't even believe I'd really had a colonoscopy. Now, I've seen people on YouTube coming out from having their procedure and they're completely out of it. And let me tell you, this is one thing that I'm really scared about with drugs is you're not in control of yourself. To give you all this anesthesia or whatever, God knows what you're going to say when you come out. I've seen people acting really weird, saying all kinds of stuff, touching themselves in strange ways on camera. And I didn't want to be that person, I did not want to be all loopy like that. But I've seen it. I've seen it with other people. So I thought that that might be what was going to happen. And that's why I hesitated. I mean, in the end, I did have the drugs. Let's just call it what it is. It was Versed plus fentanyl. And I was okay. It was a short acting thing. So then people were telling me, like, I don't know how this is possible. I could barely walk for 2 days. My husband had to pick me up. I couldn't even hold my head up, And a lot of people said that they'd been given general anesthesia. And of note, most of you guys are in the US. So the picture I'm getting is that they're giving you a lot of drugs. A lot of people said they were put under general anesthesia. I'm just going to give my humble opinion here. I don't want to get sent to the meat grinder. YouTube, this is not medical advice. This is just my opinion. I think they might be over medicating some people. You know what I mean? Why is this the case? I don't know. If you go on Google and you look up whether a colonoscopy is painful, they're going to tell you no. Because you don't feel your internal organs. So it's not painful. Why are they putting people under general anesthetic for something that I literally did in like 10 or 15 minutes with very short acting relaxant, which I probably didn't even really need, although let's just say it made it a lot more pleasant, if you know what I mean. Why are they putting people under general anesthesia? I can't figure it out. But I think that this is what's happening, is that you guys in the States, you're going into this like it's this major procedure. They're giving you like all the big drugs, you know? And obviously there's a lot of more risks. Like the more drugs, the more risks in some way, right? There's risk with anesthesia. What I had was like a really short acting cocktail. I'm just thinking it's overkill. Again, go and Google it. Is a colonoscopy painful? It's not really painful for most people. And if it is, it's probably just very slightly, like a bit, it was a bit of a pinch, you know? Not what I would call actually painful. So why the general anesthesia? I don't know, man. Going to the dentist is more painful than that colonoscopy I had. You know, so people were like not even believing that I had it. I was actually going to find the prescription where they wrote, because like before the procedure, they gave me this whole paper, explained everything I had to do. I was going to go find it just to show you that it said colonoscopy at the top. It was not an anoscopy. It was not a sigmoidoscopy. It was a colonoscopy. That was on the prescription. That was what was mentioned at, you know, the appointment. That is what the doctor called it. That is what it was. I literally legit had the colonoscopy. So you can forget about it with some other procedure. Because let's just say, okay, an anoscopy, you don't need any kind of drugs for that, I would imagine. But you can't remove polyps, right? It's not going in very far. This thing went all the way, and then they removed a couple polyps. But I find it really weird that people are having like these whole big huge procedures and they're all laid up, and the prep is like super stressful and horrible, when clearly it doesn't have to be that way. Because if it's this big, scary, miserable experience, people are going to avoid it. And like from my experience, it doesn't have to be that bad. It really doesn't. I don't know what they're doing to you guys in the States. Maybe they're using a different hose. Maybe it's like a giant snake garden hose. Maybe it's like a shower hose that they shove up there. I don't know. Why is it so painful that they have to knock you out completely? I'd say going to the dentist is worse. You know, having like a root canal or something else done in your mouth where they don't give you nice loopy drugs to make you all relax. I would say that's worse. I was kind of concerned when I saw your comments and your experiences. I was thinking like, what the hell are they doing to these people? Why are they drugging them up like that? Why is it such a, you know, kind of overkill? I really think. Is it a liability issue? Do they want you to like not remember anything? Do they want you to not sue them because you felt like maybe you feel some tiny pain and then you get your lawyer out and you sue them? I cannot imagine what the reason is. Anyone there who wants to tell me, go ahead, let me know. Why do you think they do this in the States? They don't do it here, clearly. And I think like if people are avoiding the procedure because they're thinking that it's going to be so horrible, well, that's too bad, because I mean, they know now that you don't really need to go and do them like every couple of years like they used to say, and they don't send everyone for one. It depends on your risk factors. But if you're a certain age or you have risk factors, well, you are supposed to get one at some point to make sure you don't have polyps, because those are the things that turn into colon cancer. And one last thing about these risks of like perforating your bowel or something else. I was looking into that more after. And what I found was that it depends on the kind of polyps you have. Some people have like these actually really big ones, and I don't know how this works exactly, but they inject something into it, kind of blow up the bottom of it so the polyp part like really sticks out, and then they snip that off. Sometimes when they do that, like if your bowel is very thin, apparently it's during the polyp snipping procedure that sometimes they can make some kind of a hole. Like there can be some unwanted sort of side effect or side experience. It's not the snake going up your butt that's going to cause any kind of holes. It's those little procedures, you know? So it's just something to keep in mind. But apparently it's like, it's quite rare for anything to go seriously wrong. But I guess the earlier you do it and the smaller your polyps are, you know, the better luck you might have. I'm not sure, eh? Don't send me the meat grinder. So if you've already had one, let me know how it went for you. Was it a breeze, or was it some kind of medical nightmare? Or maybe you're supposed to be having one soon. Let me know if I've helped you change your mind and encourage you to go get things taken care of. And let's make this the last video about colonoscopies on my channel. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for joining me and joining me in the chat. Thanks for your support on Patreon. And thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.